On this walk about an hour and a half and haven't got very far because I got lost several times. Where that sign, I don't know if you can see that star there, the other side of this field. That's the first footpath sign I've seen for an hour, and as I say, I lost the signal as well, so which didn't help. Okay, so I just want to go up to the top of that hill there. There's a prehistoric fort. So I started this walk from Tal-y-Bont car park. I did this walk, I think the last time I did this walk was probably over 10 years ago, and I remember this what I called ivy cottage. Yeah, long abandoned, but the ivy's still there. And that's the view looking over the coast. Tal-y-Bont is down there, and of course the big caravan sites. Okay, the reassuring sight. It's only just the last, well, 10 minutes if that, so I've actually come across signs that I'm on the right away. Here I've got a somewhat steepish hill climb up to the prehistoric hill fort, and here is a reassuring sign here. Tal-y-Bont walk. So okay, continuing up this steep hillside, or steepish for me anyway. There's a farm tractor up there, and there's another signpost, Tal-y-Bont walk. Okay, so it's going up to the prehistoric hill fort up here somewhere. Here's the first sighting of the hill fort up there. Quite an impressive position. It would have looked quite impressive in its day, say 2,000 years or more ago, and of course it overlooks the coast. On the lookout for raiders, and it will have a good view inland as well. Those days where there's nice clear sunshine again, but it's just along the coast. When you go inland, look at that, you've got clouds, somewhat threatening clouds. It's not forecast rain. There's the fort. I'll go over and see it in a minute, but I just came over, I was kind of off the official path for a moment, but there is a kind of, obviously a guide on this walk, Tal-y-Bont walk, information point number 2. I might have it in the back of my drawer somewhere, the Tal-y-Bont walk. Okay, there's the fort. I'm pretty well almost level with the base of it now. You can see it's got the upper rampart and a lower rampart. And of course you could see for miles around any marauders or unwelcome guests. A little bit of a patch of cloud there, white cloud. Yeah, so that's the Lawlech Ridge there. Comes all the way up from Barmouth and goes up to the big mountains, the Rinnags. Okay, so I'll just walk up to the top of this fort. Just ascended this lower rampart here, about 10 foot high. I'm going to go up the to the second and final rampart, to the top of the fortification. There's the tractor man doing his rounds. Okay, I'm at the top now, and quite an extensive kind of plateau at the top. I imagine this is where the prehistoric people lived And of course there would have been a stone wall topped with wooden barricade enclosing this fort. A circuit of the perimeter of the fort. That's a fairly good example there. The embankment as a kind of earthen bank, probably, as I say, topped with a stone wall. Then again, on top of the stone wall would be a kind of like a stockade fence. Okay, so that's the view from the top, and I'm just at the overhead. The clouds are just about overhead now. Well, yeah, that's Dinas up there, I think. Lawlech Ridge. Okay, on this side there doesn't appear to be a separate rampart. This is a single rampart here. It's about 20 feet high, so yeah, fairly effective barrier to any attackers. Okay, so that's the visit to this Dinas, I think it's is the name of the fort. I'm just coming up. I don't know if you can make out from the camera picture. Well, I won't go through there, but that might have been the entrance to the fort. There seems to be a bit of a gap. Okay, good day for walking. Only a slight breeze, nothing to worry, but just enough to keep you cool. Well, the temperature's only, I would say, well, maybe around about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, or maybe in the high 50s, somewhere around there. So I'm on the descent now. I'm repeating this stretch I did with the uphill stretch, but much easier, of course, on the descent. Started the ascent to the hill fort, and you can see overhead the clouds are finally caught up with the sun. So it's out to sea. It's sun's still nice sunshine. So now I'm descending now. I think, as I say, I did this walk about over 10 years ago, and I remember I had a bit of trouble finding the footpath down where that farm is. It's marked as a right away on the Ordnance Survey map, but I'll see what happens if they've made the footpath a little bit more obvious. I remember going down there along those line of trees, and the footpath became a bit sketchy. So what I'll do, I'll stick to the farm track and see what happens. I think the right of way is the other side of that wall descending, but well, the track underneath has disappeared, but there's a track there, and so looks like I'll be skirting the edge of the farm, which is what I want to do it, because the last time I seem to remember someone from the farm had kind of had a word with me. I wasn't on the footpath. Okay, I'm well, I don't know if it was the same guy, but there is a holiday cottage adjoining this farm. So, but I should have gone down where that line of trees was. Okay, yeah, okay, so, yeah, alright, so this is the driveway going up to the farm, and it kind of goes to the main road. I'll cross the main road and then join the Wales coast path. see the farmer there just going up the hill with the tractor. I think I saw him earlier on. There's the hill fort right at the top. You can't quite maybe see the fortifications from here, but there's the farm. And he did have a word with me, but he was very friendly. No problem. In fact, he was shifting that black cow out of the way. He thought he could be a problem because they don't. Cows can recognise a farmer, but they don't like strangers. Yeah, so that was good. So I think, as I say, I think I saw he saw me further up. So he's quite friendly. That's where the footpath came out onto the road. The fort is up there somewhere, maybe quite not, just over the brow of the hill. Can't quite see the fortification itself. This is where I turn off, right here. Wales coast path. Yeah, so let's go down here and pick up the Wales coast path here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I almost went wrong again. I think a lot of people do that. Yeah, you go down a private driveway instead of. See, this doesn't look at all trodden here, so there's not many people do this section of the Wales coast path. Okay, so it made sense to go down that driveway because there's a stile there with an arrow pointing this way. But I have an idea. I should be on the other side of that wall there, because I've done this walk before and I remember the same thing. There were some people here before, and they sent me back to go around the other side of that wall, but I'm just going to see. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to retrace my steps. If there's a gap in the wall, it doesn't look. I think I'm pretty sure I'm on private property here, but it doesn't look as though there's anybody at home. So I'll see if there's a gap in the wall up here. There's a stile going over there, but I'm not going to risk going over there because it's just, well, I could probably do it, but I'm not going to take a risk when it's a short walk back to retrace my steps. So here's this, I presume it's a holiday home. It's quite nice, but of course I am, yeah, and so I think I'm on the actual the Wales coast path here, but it'd be safer for me rather than climb over that, because those stone steps on the other side weren't, well, they weren't all that obvious. All right for youngsters, but I don't want to take a chance now of going for a Burton. It's that, I believe it's a holiday home back there, and here's a bit of a rough looking footbridge and a stile. So as I don't think this part of the Wales coast path is much trodden. As I say, I did this walk I think over 10 years ago last, and that was before I signed on to the phone apps, which more or less tells you, if you've got a signal, that is, tells you exactly where you are. So the idea is you shouldn't get lost. So the last time, I say, this is no sign of a trodden footpath here. So obviously, kind of little fluffs of dandelion seed. So obviously this isn't ankle breaking ground here, because cattle obviously, yeah, so this is not to be really, well, it's okay, but earlier, pretty muddy. Let's wait. Oh, there's the train. Yeah, okay. I'll be crossing the tracks shortly. We have had a dry spring, and actually the late winter also was pretty dry. Otherwise that would have been, you'd have sunk up halfway up to your knees in mud back there. That's obviously where the cattle congregate. There's Coast Path. Let's see. Okay, I'll have to take put the camera down. There's the coastal, Cambrian Coastal Railway. Nice scenic run. If you want to just take a run, look out the window. Excellent scenery all the way down the coast. Okay, when I did this walk, as I say, over 10 years ago, I missed the Wales Coast Path. It goes somewhere behind those barns. But I carried on going down this gravel track and ended up in that holiday park. So I was actually trespassing, but of course I got, oh, here we go. I know I'm alright so far, Wales Coast Path sign. So see if I can see the sign. Instead of going down there, I should branch off to the right here somewhere. In Caravan Park. The sun's briefly come for sale. There's one right there for sale. Okay, I'll put the camera away. Someone's in the at home there. Okay, so this is a maze. The footpath signs disappear as you go through. This caravan side, the footpath signs. But here, there's a footpath sign there. Finally, Wales Coast Path. So I was directed to this point by a helpful caravan owner. Oh, I was staying in the caravan. Otherwise I think I'd have missed this. I'd have been going round in circles. All adds to the adventure. Now this part of the Wales Coast Path is trodden, because obviously the residents of that caravan park probably take this path to reach the lane and then go down to the beach. Some campers there. And look, there's some dark clouds behind me. Okay, there's a big arrow here, so whether this is the correct sign or not, the footpath, I imagine it is. So the first half, there's about 2 weeks of Easter break. The first few days of Easter, the weather was pretty rough. A lot of rain, a lot of light drizzly type rain. And alright, so but the last part of the Easter holiday, the weather generally has been quite nice. There's Coast Path sign up there. There's the entrance onto the lane. Okay, so this goes down to the beach. So I'll just stay on this lane now up to where I can't park my car in Tal-y-Bont village. Tal-y-Bont is a mini city of caravans and holiday homes. Oh, well, not holiday homes, mobile, static caravans. And I came here first in 1952 and got off at the train station just here. I'll show it in a minute. And that's where we stayed. So that's where we stayed. We got off the train from Birmingham. I think they ran from Snow Hill back then, and the whole bunch of us, father carrying these kind of like cardboard suitcases to Carolwen. That's the name of that caravan site, Carolwen. Yeah, and of course they were all just 1950s style caravans then. Now they're kind of look quite luxurious caravans. Okay, that's it. That's the Tal-y-Bont Tal-y-Bont Halt it was called then, Tal-y-Bont Halt. So it was only a short journey, like walking, that is, a couple of 100 yards to the caravan over there. And they still have they had the long platforms then, because the trains, that was where people used to travel. They didn't have cars so much. They just travelled by train to the seaside. Yeah, okay, so that's Tal-y-Bont Halt. Not called that anymore, I think. It's a request stop. You have to request to alight from the train at Tal-y-Bont. Request from the conductor. Yes, as kids, we came here several times, lots of times, for our summer. We had the factories closed down for 2 weeks in July every year. And it's very busy, of course, here. The Easter holidays are still on. So, yeah, okay, so I'm back to the village. So I'll just go over the bridge and into the car park. Okay, nice little footpath here next to the old bridge. There's the Eskeven. Okay, so I'll end up this walk here, because my car is parked just there in the Tal-y-Bont car park. On these trees just over the car park, the crows nest every spring. And if you like the sound of crows cawing, this is a place to come. But it might be a bit overpowering. If you had to, well, you'd probably get used to it if it was there all the time.